lists. So coming into the lists part, so what do you mean by list? So let's see if we want to go to some grocery store or if we want to do some shopping or something like that. So what we will be doing is we would be making a certain list, like we would be taking a list that we should be buying so and so thing, we should be getting so and so product. So list is actually a collection of it could be values, it could be integers, it could be strings, it could be anything. So list is actually a collection of all those things. So how you will define a list? So in Python, so you will be defining the list in the following way. So let's take list one equal to, you would be putting a list in all in square brackets. So that's how it goes. And when you are defining when you are declaring a character, so you should be putting the quotations. And let's go with some name, and we'll be going with Sandeep. We'll be going with Ritika. We'll be going with, like this is how you actually declare a list. We'll be going with Naveen G1, and I would like to print this list, so I would be using a print function. And see, these we have printed all the elements which are present in the list. So now we can actually use some operations on this list. Like let's say if I want to add another name to the list, so what I would be doing is from the previous example where I have like just added these two words, I would be doing the same, like I would be adding a word to the list. So I would be doing like, let's go with another name. We would be going with Vamsi Nayak, we would be going with Nitin Thorat. Okay, Nitin, and we are going with Vamsi Nayak. So now let's see what this actually does. So it should be adding these two names to the previous list. So we'll be combining it again, and there you go. You are having the added names. And let's say you want to delete Vamsi Nayak from here. So what you would be doing is del list one. So sorry, I have gone it wrong. So once you declare a list, you should be knowing that the indexing. So the indexing is another main important thing here. So just print this entire thing so that you don't have any confusion. So what happens is you should be knowing the indexing as well. So in a list, the indexing actually starts from 0. So Sandeep will have a 0 index, Geetika will have 1, Srinidhi will have 2, Naveen will have 3, G1 will have 4, Nitin will have 5, and Vamsi and Nayak will be having 6. So these are the indexing, how it goes. But when you try to come backwards, like when you do it backwards, so Navin Nayak will be having -1, Nitin will be having -2, Jivan will be having -3, Navin -4, -5, -6, -7. So we would be doing another functionality here. So what I would be doing is I would try to print list 1 of, so Sandeep is at index 0, so I'll try to print Sandeep name. So list 1 of 0 will be Sandeep. So let's try with another name. We will be trying with Naveen. I'll go with index 3, so it should print me Naveen. So since we have said Naveen will be at index -4 when coming backwards, so let's go for -4. So it should print Geetika. So what happened here? -1, -2, 3. Let's just wait a bit. -1 will be Vamsi Nayak. Okay, it is giving me G1. So it is printing this list instead of this list. Okay. So you don't remember this example. So what it is doing is it is actually doing the list which you have defined here. So here the -1 will be G1. So it is actually printing list of 1 minus 1 is G1. So likewise what we have done here is let's try to print -2 and it should be giving us Naveen. So there you go. -1, -2 Naveen, -3 and it should be -4 for Geetika. So let's print -4 and yeah. So it didn't take the updated list which we have given here. So it is taking the previous list which we have mentioned. So that is one of the list operations which you can perform. So another thing, print list 1. So there you go. So if I want to know the index without actually like hard acknowledging it, so we have hard acknowledged it by saying Sandeep will be at index 0, Geetika will be at index 1. So without saying like that, I wanted to know what the index is by writing a method. So I'll be doing like list1 dot index and I would be giving a name. Let's go with Sandeep. So you should be pretty careful that the name which you have here and the name which you are giving here should be the same, otherwise it would be giving you an error. So there you go. Sandeep is at index 0 and let's go with Naveen now, and it is giving 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So Naveen is positioned at index 3. So if I want to remove G1 from this list, so what I should be doing, I would be using a delete command. So I should be writing as del and I would be giving my list 1. So list 1 contains G1 name, right? So I would be giving list 1 and I would be giving his index. So what index is G1 at? So Sandeep is at 0, Geetika is at 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I would be giving 4. So it has deleted. Now let's try to print the list again. So print the list 1. So that list G1 name should not be there. So there you go. G1 name is not there. So these are the few list operations which you can do. So we would be revising it again. So this is how you declare a list. And if you want to print a list, you would be using the print command and you would be writing the list name. So it would be giving you all the list names. So if you want to add if you want to add any more names, so I actually forgot saying this. You can even add numbers as well. Like you should be not be having any confusion with numbers. So list 1, we have these names. So I'd be writing list 2 equal to list 1 plus I'd be printing the corresponding age. So let's not print age, let's print some randoms corresponding to them. So likewise, I have told you previously that only character variables need to be printed in quotation marks, whereas for numbers it is just fine. So there you go, I have added it. So let's print list 2 and it should be giving the names as well as the numbers as well. So there you go, it is giving Sandeep, Geetika the names in the previous list 1 and this would be the list 2 which you have given. Not the list 2, the list of numbers which you have given. So those will be these numbers and as a whole you are printing this list 2. So that is how you add the numbers and everything. And what we have did here is instead of giving this plus symbol and adding the numbers, you can also try like list2 dot append. Let's go with some 50. Let's go with some name. Let's write my name itself. So now let's print the list again, list2. So there you go, you have got my name here. So you can use either append, or it will be the same if you even write like list 2 plus, I will write some other guy named Ramesh. There you go. You could either use the plus sign, or you could either use this functionality where you use like list2 dot append, and it would be writing this thing. So if I want to give some number, so take the quotation marks out and just print the number, whatever you want to do. So you see that it eventually got stick to a number. There is another thing called slicing. So slicing, we actually use it in data frames. So you could ask me what data frame is. I would simply say, so you guys know what photo frame is, right? So photo frame is something which where you have a photo here. You have a photo. Likewise, in data frame, you would have data. You would have data, but in an ordered way. The ordered way in the sense it would be tabular. It would be tabular, like it would be having rows, it would be having columns. Like if I take Surya, my name, so it would be having age, height, weight, gender. So it would be like that. So my age, so I recently turned 22. My height is 5'10". My weight is 82 and my gender is male. So this is a data frame. So we have given only my data. So you could use different people's data like this. So you could be giving so many people's data. So this data as a whole, like this whole part, like if you imagine other people's names and their corresponding data, that whole as a together is called as a data frame. We would be handling so many data frames in future, so it would be fine. So I wanted to tell you something called as slicing. So this is the list, right? So we know the indexing starts from 0. So what I would like to do is I would like to print all the names from Sandeep till Naveen. So what we would be doing here is list 2, and since Sandeep name starts from 0 index, so would be mentioning 0, and we would be putting a colon, and 0 1 2 3 we want to print till Naveen, right? But if you want to print till Naveen, you should be using the corresponding elements index value. So like 10 is an index value at 0 1 2 3 4. So I would be giving it 4. I have given here, the brackets really matter, guys. Like if you have any wrong with the brackets, so the whole part goes away. So there you go. I'm printing from the index value of 0, which is from Sandeep, and I would like to end at Naveen. So if I would like to end at, like if I want to get only till Srinidhi, I'd be going with 3, which is the index of Naveen. So I'd be getting only till Srinidhi. So what I would like to say here is the value of 0 is inclusive, while the value of 3 is exclusive. That means that if you want to print till Naveen, you should be giving the index value of the corresponding element, so that you would be getting the till the previous part. So if I want to print till 20, I should be giving an index value till 30. So if I want to print till 30, I should be giving an index value of 40. So let's give an index value 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I want to print till 30, so I should be giving an index value of that corresponding element. So this index value is at 7, so I would be giving it 7, and it should print me till 30. So this is an important part. So why would be using slicing is, like in our real-time data frames, there would be a number of, like there would be number of data types going on like that. So among all those different values, few people like how I mentioned here. Where is my, okay, so I actually deleted it. So you would be having so much of data like this. So amongst that, there will be few people who will not be giving their age, like they were too shy to tell their age, or there would be some people who don't want to reveal their gender. So what we would be doing is like we would be tackling those cases in a different scenario. But people who have given all the data, so we would be slicing them. So let's say from Sandeep to Naveen, they have given every data, everything. So we would try to print till Naveen. And from here, we would be trying to do another test case. And again, we would be trying to do another test case. So likewise, we will be dividing the data into different parts so that at the end, it would be easy for us to actually visualize and interpret what actually is happening in ground reality. So that's how this everything goes, guys. So this process of like printing the data, it is called as slicing. So we would be using this extensively, just a minute, extensively in data frames.